Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a really significant moment, aren't we? Pakistan's acquisition of nuclear weapons.
Indeed, a pivotal point in South Asian history.
And we're not just looking at the final tests. Our mission here is more of a deep dive, really, into the why, the motivations, the efforts behind it all.
Exactly. We'll be drawing on historical accounts, strategic analyses, trying to piece together that picture.
It's fascinating stuff. I mean, understanding how a nation gets these capabilities and what it actually means for the region, that's crucial.
It really is. And while you can't really start that story without looking at what came just before, India's 1974 nuclear test, Smiling Buddha.
Ah, yes. That must have sent shockwaves, right? Not just globally, but specifically for Pakistan.
Oh, absolutely. It fundamentally altered the strategic reality on the ground for Pakistan, changed everything.
Okay, so let's unpack that. It wasn't just like tit for tat, they have one, we need one. It sounds more defensive. The idea of deterrence comes up a lot.
Precisely. Deterrence was the core driver. The thinking wasn't about starting a war, but preventing one, making sure any potential aggressor knew there'd be a significant cost.
A credible response.
A credible response, yes. And this is where Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's role becomes so central. He saw this need very clearly in that new environment.
And that famous quote of his, it's incredibly stark, isn't it? We will eat grass, even go hungry, but we will get one of our own.
It is powerful, and, it's easy to misinterpret that as aggressive.
Right.
But in context, it was really about national determination, self-reliance, a statement that Pakistan would do whatever it took to ensure its security when faced with what felt like, an existential threat.
It really frames the level of commitment, the sense of urgency they felt. It helps you understand the why behind such a massive undertaking.
Exactly. The strategic why was paramount.
Okay, so we've established that strategic need, but how did they actually do it? This wasn't just political will, right? There was a huge scientific effort involved.
Oh, enormous. And this is maybe a side people don't focus on as much. Pakistan really invested heavily in nuclear science, in education, in research infrastructure.
You mean institutions like the PAT?
Yes, the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission under Dr. Munir Ahmad Khan, and also Coda Research Laboratories, KRL, under Dr. A.Q. Khan. These became sort of national symbols, centers of excellence and technological ambition.
Not just weapons factories, then.
Far from it initially. Of course, the strategic goal was there, but the development spurred advancements across the board.
That's interesting. I heard the program also had peaceful applications, spin-offs almost.
Absolutely. That's a really important point. The know-how, the facilities, they contributed to nuclear power generation for the grid.
Ah, energy. Okay.
And crucially, things like medical isotopes vital for diagnostics, for treatments, and it led to the establishment of specialized cancer treatment centers, too.
So real, tangible benefits for ordinary people beyond the strategic angle.
Yes. The investment in high-level science paid dividends in multiple areas.
And I imagine for the scientists and engineers involved, it must have been incredibly motivating. A national project on that scale.
It really was. It fostered immense national pride, showing that Pakistan could compete, could achieve mastery in a very demanding field. That human element, the dedication of those people, it's a big part of the story.
Right. Now, let's shift focus slightly. You mentioned national pride, ambition. Was there a sense of, national unity behind this whole thing? It wasn't just a few politicians and scientists in a lab, presumably?
That's a crucial piece, often overlooked. There was remarkable continuity and consensus across different governments, military leaders, even public opinion. There was a general agreement that this capability was necessary.
Necessary for what? Security, independence.
Both, really. For national security, definitely, but also for strategic independence. To not be entirely dependent on others or vulnerable to regional power shifts, this consensus held strong, even with economic challenges and international pressure.
That collective will is quite something. And then things accelerated dramatically in 1998, didn't they?
They did. India conducted its second round of nuclear tests in May '98.
Pokhran II. And that was the direct catalyst for Pakistan's response.
Yes, it really forced Pakistan's hand, strategically speaking. The perceived imbalance was suddenly much greater. So later that same month, May 28, Pakistan conducted its own tests. 5 underground tests in Chagai, Balochistan.
The Chagai tests. And that day, May 28th, is still commemorated, right? Yumi Takbir.
That's right, Yumi Takbir. It translates roughly as the day of greatness or the day God's greatness was affirmed.
What does it symbolize for Pakistanis?
It symbolizes achieving that deterrent capability, securing national sovereignty. It's seen domestically as the day Pakistan ensured its security, leveled the playing field, a moment of, well, national accomplishment, not aggression.
So deterrence achieved. Now, looking back since 1998, the argument is often made that nuclear weapons, paradoxically, brought a kind of stability, peace through deterrence. What's the thinking there?
Well, it's a complex debate, obviously. But the core idea is that the risk of any conflict escalating to nuclear use is so catastrophic that both sides are, well, much more cautious.
Even during major crises.
Especially during major crises. Think about Kargil in '99, the tensions after the Mumbai attacks, various border skirmishes. Many analysts argue that nuclear deterrence acted as a kind of cap, preventing these from spiraling into full-blown conventional war, which was a real risk before '98.
So the potential consequences just became too high.
Unacceptably high. For both sides.
And Pakistan's official stance is minimum credible deterrence. What did that mean in practice? Not aiming for parity, number for number.
Exactly. It's not about matching weapon for weapon. It's about having enough of a reliable arsenal, one that could survive a first strike to guarantee you can retaliate and inflict unacceptable damage.
So enough to make anyone think twice, or, well, more than twice.
Precisely. It's about ensuring that threshold is clear. The focus is on credible, meaning survivable and effective, and minimum, meaning not pursuing an unnecessary arms race, just what's needed to deter.
And despite, all the regional tensions and complexities, Pakistan emphasizes its responsible handling of these weapons.
Yeah.
What points to that mature nuclear stewardship?
Well, there are several indicators. Pakistan states its adherence to international safety and security protocols. There's been continuous work on strengthening physical security around its assets.
And the command structure.
Critically important, yes. The establishment of the Nuclear Command Authority, the NCA. This body provides very clear, centralized civilian military control over the entire program, development, deployment, potential use. It's designed to prevent accidental or unauthorized actions.
Okay, so robust controls are in place.
That's the assertion,
Yeah.
and they point to the NCA as key evidence of responsible management.
Right. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear this is a story with many facets. Strategic necessity, definitely. But also scientific achievement, national resolve.
Yeah.
It's much more than just the bombs themselves.
Absolutely. It's easy to focus only on the weapons aspect, the security dimension. But underneath that, you have this incredible story of scientific ambition, the dedication of thousands of people, and this unwavering national drive for what was seen as essential security and autonomy.
It really makes you think. Consider how that intense focus on strategic security can, almost as a side effect, drive major technological leaps and even shape a nation's identity, especially for developing countries.
It's a powerful dynamic. Security needs fueling innovation, innovation bolstering national pride and capability.
What are the long-term ripple effects of that connection? Something definitely worth pondering. Thanks for digging into this with us today.
My pleasure. It's a vital piece of recent history to understand.